Hi, today I want to talk about something completely different to anything that I've spoken about before. I want to talk about Amberlynn Reid. Well, not her, but the witch hunt. Amberlynn Reid witch hunt. I don't know what people are thinking. I mean, they genuinely believe that when they ask Amber questions, that she has to answer, and they're like confused and like shocked and pissed off that she's not answering their questions. But who the fuck are they? Now, I haven't been the nicest to Amberlynn Reid myself. I've been pretty terrible, to be honest. But to be honest, I've seen a lot of issues, especially in the last few days. There is literally a witch hunt, and it's all over YouTube. There's so many people that is literally out for Amberlynn Reid. They're willing to do it any way that they possibly can. They're going after her for her animals. They're claiming that she's neglecting them, that she's abusing them, and that they've got all of this evidence. And the evidence is literally video clips that they have taken from Amber's own videos. Okay, so I'm going to read a comment that was directed to me from a troll. Her name is Axolotl Mafia, and I don't understand how these people can think that the way they do. They have also kind of witch hunted me because they have literally homed in on my mental health. They've made fun of me. It's just disgusting. It is mental illness shaming. It's no different to someone being made fun of because they've only got one arm or one eye, or someone who's getting made fun of because they're overweight or they're underweight. I'm so big on trying to end the stigma of mental health issues. It's people like these that keep the stigma going, calling me crazy. Telling me that I need to take more medication. That I need to keep remembering to take my pills for bipolar. I don't even have bipolar, I have BPD. One of them, Baby Powder Kisses, I think, she's just like, you are really, like, proud of your illness? What, I'm supposed to be ashamed of it? Ask to be BPD? I didn't want to be borderline. Nobody asks to be, mentally sick. And they can't grasp that I'm actually happy. I'm not miserable. I'm not depressed anymore. Yes, I upload a lot of videos that are of me talking about my illness. And a lot of them are of my bad days. But, I mean, yeah, I get bad days. I get a lot of bad days. I've struggled my entire life with mental health issues. I'm never going to be ashamed of that. And it's just sick that someone can find it funny that someone can be depressed. Anyway, so this is the comment. This is what their issues are, and I'm gonna basically answer the thing as I go along. Okay. Filthy feces overfilled cat box. They've got a still of the cat box with a couple of lumps of shit in it. It's not ideal to have a full litter box, but when I clean out litter box, guaranteed my cat is waiting for me to finish. He's literally sitting there waiting for me to finish, and once I have, he'll go straight in and have a shit. When I had 2 cats, they both did it. The fact is, if you were going to have a completely clean cat litter box, you're going to have to stand guard on that cat litter box and scoop it every single time they go to the toilet. It's ridiculous. It is a ridiculous argument. Letting the mess pile up, neglecting the emotional and physical needs of the cats for a clean environment, something every being on this planet normally wants and should have. Basically, the stay of the house has fuck all to do with this bit. From the videos, it looks tidy. I mean, everyone can be messy. I can be messy. What the hell has it got to do with her? Refusing to take part in caring for her cats by cleaning the litter box, oh for fuck's sake, and making Destiny do it every single time, her own words, because it grosses her out, not a problem. How is that a problem? Before my husband moved in with me, well, we weren't married at the time, but before he and I started living together, I was living with a friend, and she always cleaned the litter box every single time. I never cleaned it, maybe a few times. When you're in a relationship or when you're living with someone, you get into routines. It's like, for example, my husband, he empties all of the bins and he puts them out. I don't touch the rubbish. That doesn't mean that I'm a bad person because I don't do the bins. It just means that we have gotten into that routine where he's in charge of the bins and I'm in charge of other things that he doesn't do. That is such a non-issue. Allowing filth, including in their new apartment, to build up, including dropping clothing tags with plastic bits all over the place. The cats or dog could eat out of boredom and need emergency care for, again, all of this evidence is coming from Amberlynn's own videos. Nobody in this conversation, not one of her subscribers has been in her house, has seen her routine, has seen the house when the camera's not on. She vlogs parts of her day. She could go a whole day and she'll vlog like, I don't know, 10 minutes, 15 minutes out of a 24-hour period. These days it's even less because she doesn't do daily vlogs. I think she does weekly vlogs now. So, I mean, you're condensing a whole week's worth of days of time into a 15-minute video. You're not going to see every single thing. You may see, oh, she dropped a clothing tag, or, oh, there's a mess over there. Yeah, maybe. But that might be at that particular moment. It doesn't mean that once the camera's off, that she hasn't gotten up and picked it up and cleaned it. Nobody has been there. Like this bitch here, Axolotl Mafia. She genuinely believes she's got evidence, and all of this evidence is just from Amberlynn's own videos. I'm sorry, but how do these people not have better things to do than study Amberlynn's videos for evidence? I mean, surely they can't be that bored and miserable and empty that they have all of this time to literally study her videos and get evidence. It doesn't make sense. Like, seriously, try and live a little, like, get a hobby. Feeding the animals the cheapest food and also recalled food and treats, not a problem. That isn't a problem. It's not ideal. But the fact is, what anyone feeds their pets has got fuck all to do with you, honey. Nobody has the right to tell you what you can feed your animals. That is nothing to do with me, nothing to do with you, nothing to do with anyone else in the whole entire world of what I feed my cats, my dogs, my rats, what anyone feeds their animals. Has got nothing to do with anyone else. It isn't a problem. It's not your problem. Get over it. Underweight, hungry cat's not a problem. Fact here is nobody has been to that house. Nobody has stroked, held, touched, examined any one of those animals. They got screenshots of Wasabi and Jax. Now, Wasabi has a lot of fur. How can you tell how big he is underneath his fur? Jax was a stray kitten. I don't know the history of Jax. I don't know if there is a problem with Jax. He's walking around like a normal kitten. I don't know, there was something they reckon about Wasabi's hips. Wasabi may or may not have a hip issue. Again, nobody has inspected, examined, even come up close to those cats. Even if Wasabi has an issue with his hips, it doesn't mean that it's an issue needs fixing. If your animal is sick, yes, fine. But animals live with disabilities all of the time. For example, rats. When they're elderly, particularly males, they get what's called hind leg degeneration, where gradually over time they lose the use of their legs. There's nothing you can do. Absolutely nothing. You can treat them with painkillers. I tend to treat them with ibuprofen because it's an anti-inflammatory, and that sometimes helps. But there's absolutely nothing you can do. And I would never put my rat down just because he can't use his back legs. Why? Because they adapt. They adapt very easily. So just because you believe that Wasabi is showing signs of a problem with his hips doesn't mean that there is a massive problem. Tyler, go away. Come here. Let's see how abused and neglected you are. My 16-year-old. Yes. Anyway, next. Tai. Nah. Back in drug. Nah. Overweight, attention-starved Chihuahua dog. Dogs get overweight. Cats get overweight. I'm assuming that Twinkie is neutered. My dog got pretty chunky when she was neutered. She's not so chunky now because she's almost 16. But it does happen. It's not a crime to have an overweight animal. It's not ideal. Some of my rats have been huge. I mean, fat. The fact is that there is a lot of factors like metabolism and, yes, how much exercise they get. It's not a crime to have an animal that is overweight, confined alone to the kitchen on a pee pads upwards of 12 hours a day. Well, do you know what? She works. Get the fuck over it. If she gave up work, every single person would just be like, oh my God. When she said that she wants to quit her job, everyone gets on her back. Oh my God, you're so lazy, Amberlynn. How can you give up your job? You know, you're going to get fat. And the fact is, if she gave up her job, not only would she be called lazy and get all of that backlash, the first thing that you're going to bring up is, well, Amber, how can you have animals when you don't have a job to pay for them? She can't fucking win. She has a job. It is better. It's not ideal that they are on their own for 12 hours a day. But it's a hell of a lot more ideal than Amber and Destiny not having a job and not having access to money to pay for their animals. Gets one walk a day to the mailbox. Destiny said this. In other words, that again is not ideal. Yes, I agree, she should be walked more, but that isn't any of your business. You don't get to tell someone how to take care of their animals, but not walking your dog more than once a fucking day, it's not ideal. But again, it's not a crime to not walk your dog more than once a day. Tell you what it is though, it's none of your business. Allowed loose to wander in the unfenced yard with the busy road directly in front of it, not a problem. That I don't agree with. Yes, I agree, that isn't safe. Personally, I wouldn't do it if she was mine. Putting a fence up is the best course of action there, but not always a possible one because she is living in rented accommodation. I would advise putting a leash on her, and she can get one of those extendable ones where, you know, she gets a bit more freedom with the leash. So yeah, but again, that's got nothing to do with you. That is absolutely none of your business. You're pathetic. Not caring to get a pet sitter while leaving the pets alone for long periods of time rather than spend hours shopping, not a problem. None of your business.